Alright folks, welcome to San Diego for this first leg of our day's work with Southwest. This is flight 480 with service to Denver from San Diego. We've already boarded the plane. As you can see, all of the trucks are pushed back. We're about to get rid of the ground power as the APU started, our chocks, and also push the gate back. Today we are traveling with 23,000 pounds of fuel. We have 155 passengers, eager passengers on board to get to their destinations safely. So hopefully we can provide that service. Let's get rid of all of our ground stuff and put the parking brake on. And let's prepare for our pushback. And let me just make sure we're not going to be going on to an active taxiway, which we are. So we'll call for that just to be on the safe side. Alright, so all that's done. So let's call so we don't get ourselves in trouble.
November 520, Southwest rear contact at 1,300. Maintain VFR, you can start your right crosswind now and remain clear of the Montgomery Class D airspace.
Alright, there's our rotation speed of 142 after V1 on 141 and climb out of 151. We're doing a flaps 10 takeoff today. We're going to climb via SID unrestricted. We're going up to flight level 370. Alright, we're going to fly. Just to be on the safe side, we're going to fly our runway heading of 270. And we said our climb out speed was about 152, but we'll leave this at 170. Let's get our flight directors on. We'll arm the VNAV and LNAV once we get going. SoCal departure, Southwest 480, requesting pushback as we are going to be pushed on to active taxiway Bravo.
And Southwest 480, rudder confirmed squawking mode Charlie, pushback on to Bravo is approved, tail facing west.
Squawk mode Charlie has been initiated, and the approval onto Bravo, tail facing west, is what we'll do for Southwest 480. Alright, so we got our clearance for the pushback on the active taxiway. Last thing I need to do here is get our altimeter set to 3015.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Our electrical will disappear once we get the engine started up.
Locking gear.
And it's actually 275 that we need to set our course heading for, so that's what we'll do.
Departure check completed. Live has been inserted. Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, they've given us the clearance to start our engines at will, so I am going to absolutely take advantage of that. So let's get number 2 fired up. Alright, we're good to throw in some fuel there. Let's make sure she comes up just nicely. It's coming up nice. Alright, time for a start on one. Let's get our flaps rotating. Setting it for flaps 10.
Set parking brakes.
Alright, so flaps are at 10. Rejected takeoff is on.
Unlocking gear.
Alright, we got a good start on both. Let's jump up top.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass main removed.
And get our power there. Turn our APU off. Turn our APU bleed off. Make sure generator 1 is getting the correct volts, amps, and which we got it right here. Let's turn our probe heat on. Let's get our packs on. Last up top checks look good. And we're going to go for our taxi lights on.
Right is clear.
We already have our landing elevation and our cruise elevation. So that's good.
First American 985 with code 5711, information X-ray, ready for push and start.
American 985,
Alright.
Buffalo Charlie, please. Push back onto Bravo is approved, tail facing west. Use caution, a Southwest 73 is on the checks link.
I copy all that, we'll use caution, American 95.
San Diego departure Southwest 480 on Bravo, ready to taxi to runway 27.
Southwest 480, runway 27, taxi via Bravo.
Taxi via Bravo to 27, Southwest 480. Alright, so brake is off. Again, folks, I always have to travel with my children. Obviously, you hear in the background, so I apologize for that, but can't get away from it. Once again, thanks for watching and traveling with us on this Southwest Airlines Flight 480 with service to Denver. In Denver, we will be changing flight numbers, be same aircraft. We'll deboard the plane, get the cargo off, and fuel the plane, reload the plane with the cargo and board it. We'll then be moving on with service to the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. And after that, we've got another leg to O'Hare, or excuse me, not O'Hare, but Midway in Chicago. And then on back to Lindbergh here for our final destination. If anything happens, we'll more than likely stop our journey in Minneapolis and spend the night and then continue the journey tomorrow. But if not, hopefully we'll at least make it to Midway with this aircraft. So today we're departing on the ZOO-1, or it's ZZ0001 transition meatball to flight level 370 unrestricted. We'll be climbing via the SID, of course, and we'll be arriving into the Denver area on the Eldora. We'll see if we have ATC. I'll record that arrival as well. I believe flight time today is approximately an hour and 50 minutes.
number 520, leaving the class Bravo airspace. Radar service is terminated. Squawk 1200, frequency change approved, and I don't have any weather for the Onalox Airport.
Alright, thank you, sir. 1200 for transponder, and you have a nice day, sir. Thank you.
Sure.
Alright, both engines look good. After start checklists are complete. Let's check our annunciator panel once. We're not getting any cautions or warnings, so that's good. Auto throttle is armed. LNAV and VNAV are armed. Again, our rotation speed is 142. We are pretty heavy today. We're not at full capacity, but with this being a shorter field and us having a good amount of passengers on with their cargo, we're doing a flaps 10 takeoff. It's not derated. I want full climb.
And SoCal American 95, ready for taxi 27. I pushed back to the weird, so I'll just have to swing around here to you on the Bravo.
Roger, American 95, runway 27, taxi by Bravo.
75 Bravo, American 95.
Got another aircraft right behind us.
And SoCal American 95, I'm just going to have to disconnect here, restart up at the gate. Whatever my parking control did, the aircraft is now. So just wondering, when I come back in, will my pre-departure clearance still be valid?
Yep, everything will be valid. Just reconnect and give me a call when you're ready.
SoCal American 95, thanks.
Alright, here we are. SoCal departure, Southwest 480 at holding short runway 27, ready to go.
Southwest 480, wind at 2905, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
Runway 27, clear for takeoff, Southwest 480. Alright, so we got our strobes on, landing lights on, the runway turn off, lights are on, everything looks good. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Move our eyesight back just a little bit as the aircraft is going to naturally rise up once we get up to speed. line ourselves up here. Right, we got about 30%. Let's bring it up. Gear up. And we'll go flaps up.
Radar contact out of 900, climate maintain 1313,000. Disregard that, climb via the Zoo 1 departure.
Roger, climb via the Zoo 1 departure for Southwest 480. Alright, so for whatever reason we have a malfunction.
Too low, clear.
Let's see here. I don't think I'm going to be able to save this. There we go.
SoCal approach, American 1107, Studio 1313,000.
Let's see what's going on here.
SoCal approach, Roger. The 718, 7,000. Expect
7,000.
localizer 27.
Vector for 27 and
we have a throttle issue. There we are. We're able to save it.
Too low, terrain.
So for whatever reason, we're able to save the aircraft. Thank goodness. You just witnessed an actual bona fide in-flight emergency. I was able to save the takeoff. It was definitely a simulator error, but we didn't panic, and it was just the throttles were not coming all the way up for whatever reason. So I took off the auto throttle, which it wasn't even armed, because the command, well, it was armed, but the autopilot hadn't been engaged. And for whatever reason, I did that, brought the throttles all the way back on my joystick and brought them back up, and it actually saved the day. So we kept our cool, and I wonder if the tower even knew we had an emergency.
Southwest 480, Zoo 1 departure, I'm sorry, I got disregard.
Roger, disregarding for Southwest 480. So he probably sees that I'm back on course after our brief failure. So, definitely not an intended failure, but we recovered from it. The passengers probably wanted to know what's going on. But hey, no big deal. All right. So after start checklist, I turn the rejected takeoff brake back off to off. Let's put the landing gear into the off position, which it is. Flaps are up. VNav and LNav and auto throttle are armed and actually working, which is good. We passed 10,000. So let us turn off our lights. One thing that I failed to do is to put the ignition to continuous, but I've done that. Let's run up top quick.
Southwest 480, contact Valley Center, 125.8, and we're flight over to Denver.
Appreciate that. We're going to 125.8. Merry Christmas to you and yours for Southwest 480.
And same to you, sir. Have a good one.
Good afternoon, Los Angeles Center. Southwest 480 with you at 12,000, climbing via SID.
South 480, good afternoon. Time maintain about 370.
Up to flight level 370 for Southwest 480. Alright, so folks, we're on track. We're climbing the 370 and we are headed to Denver. Thanks for watching this first segment. Everything is copacetic. I'm actually glad that, not glad, but I'm elated that we had an emergency with you on board watching, and that we averted disaster. Again, it was a flight simulator mishap, but things happen in the real world all the time. I'm sure where there's a loss of power and the pilots have to maintain their composure and get the bird under control, so we were able to do that. And fortunately continue our departure on our star. So we're going to call it a win for now. We'll see you in a little bit on our arrival into the Denver area.